Internets, it's me, DP Knudten, for another exciting edition of BOOKWARD BOUND, my 301-day journey from, hey, I should really write this book and get it done by January 1st, 2021, and January 21st, 2021. I made this deal with myself and with you that I'm going to do 301 consecutive live streams, one a day, from the day that I started, which was 301 days till January 1st, 2021, whatever date that was. But anyway, it's all about me getting off my butt and into the chair so I can start keeping the book that I'm writing going. The real truth about writing a book is that it's an endless slog until one day it's done. And you don't even know it's done half the time until you go, I release you into the world, book. Well, in this case, I need to actually sit in the chair and get some work done, progressing my book forward. And so that's what I'm going to do every night, or typically around this time, for 301, say it with me, consecutive days. Now, whether I'll be able to keep up that, that remains to be seen. You know, I'm one of those people who likes to tell you I did it after the fact rather than promise you I will do it before the fact. You know, that's just kind of the way I am, and certainly the way I need to be to get this book done. So what I'm going to do tonight, I think I'm going to try to reconcile my book that as it stands right now with my mind map, which I'll be showing you in just a second. As a matter of fact, let's cut over to that right now. This is a mind map, and it shows you the outline of my book in a way that is really great and very handy. You can zoom stuff out, zoom in, or close it down, open it up again. You can look over here, etc., etc. So one of the things that I need to be doing is keeping track of what I'm doing here and what I've actually done here in Scrivener. Now, Scrivener is the software, the book writing software I'm using. It's really very, very powerful and very handy. However, I like the way mind mapping gives me a bird's eye view of the entire project that I can, as I say, shut down at any time and focus on different parts of it. As you can see, I've already done a lot of work when it comes to outlining this book. And what I need to do is keep track, since I'm not a very disciplined writer. I write what I feel like writing when I feel like writing it. And sometimes I rewrite stuff that I go, wait a minute, I think I already wrote something like that. And then I do a little bit of poking around and find out that, oh, I already wrote that. Great, I just wasted time. So in an effort not to waste time, I'm going to reconcile Scrivener, what I've written here, the What's Your Key 3 section, most notably right here, with my mind map. Oh, look, there's the What's Your Key 3 section, and I need to give myself a little bit of awareness that I have actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a check mark. But I'm also going to give it a flag, because that means, hey, you've written it, but dude, you need to review it. You need to edit it. So that would change to a green flag once I actually did that, which, frankly, I haven't done yet. So get off my back, would you, people? So anyway, this section is, quote, done for now. And I'm looking at other parts that I have written. I am not a fiction writer. I've got 583 words on that. I think I probably need to add to that. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a icon. I'm going to say, I need to come up with a kind of halfway icon. Like, maybe that's what I'll do. I'm going to make that a favorite, meaning I've written it, but Maybe I should give it another flag. Oh, great. I can use the checkered flag for when I'm done with it. I've got a number of icons I can use to give myself clues as to the state of where I am with it. I'm going to say that red, I'm going to give it a red flag as well, meaning it's not done and I need to edit it and I need to add more to it. I wonder if there's a plus sign. Oh, speak and it shall be revealed. Can I move these around? Yes, I can. All right, so I need to add to it and I need to edit it. So these are all cues to me that I've got work to do on these sections. Makes sense, right? Right. Branding gets personal. This has not been written at all, so I'm not worrying about that. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't done anything there. The logo is not a brand, is not written. B. I'm going to change that to B, the red gummy bear. There's a value to having, what does that mean? What do you mean when you say that? Headlines to chapters. So B, the red gummy bear is, what does that mean? And I'm going to say B, the red. So again, I had this idea in my outline, but it was not yet in Scrivener. Birth of a brand, a logo. It's not a brand, be the red gummy bear. Let's add another one below that. Personal brand formula. Value. So that's the basic idea. I'm just getting that started. All right, so I'm going to give that a bold. So yeah, I'm going through this, looking at stuff. Mirror my biz. What's the difference? So that needs to be a plus. Your foundation for your nonfiction brand. All right, so that's in there. So if I wanted to, I could plug in a bunch of this stuff. And what's your key 3 is actually a sub. Palatino 13. I want to make it 14. Ooh, going to 16 in this case. Oh, I guess I should be going to 16 and making it all caps. Is that the styling I'm going to be doing? No, I'm not. What's your key 3? Eep, eep, eep. Randall period. I don't want copy. So bouncing back and forth between what you're going to write in and what you're outlining in can be really helpful if you've got a mind like mine, which is not linear. I mean, literally, it's like it's like a fly that jumps from the banana over to the bread box over to the window, bounces against the window a bunch of times trying to get out, and then heads back over to the banana for a while. I find it very hard to just sit and stare and write. I have to pick up a guitar every once in a while to activate a different part of my brain. I have to go play with my dogs for a while because they demand my attention, and thank God they do. And sometimes I just need to I need to buckle down and focus. I once had a friend who was a writer say that that in his humble opinion, a writer can only really do focused, meaningful writing for about between 2 to 4 hours a day. I would agree with that 100%, except I would definitely be on the 2-hour side of that. And, this is a secret that I think a lot of writers don't tell their creative directors. Well, if the creative director is a writer, they already know this. But they certainly don't tell the account guys this, that, dude, I'm really only good for 2 hours a day. Now, I can go to the meetings for the rest of that. I can doodle for a lot of that. I can look for ideas on the internet all day long. But when it comes to actual writing, typing, brains getting what's in here through these into a screen or on paper, man, that's hard. That's really hard. So, there are exceptions to the rule. Like Isaac Asimov supposedly wrote 8 to 10 hours every single day, which is why he's got the Guinness record as the most prolific author. I think he's probably still considered that. He wrote so much stuff. But he's the exception, not the rule. Or he's the exception that makes the rule. Or I'm the rule, which is always looking for an exception. And that rule is I can only do so much really, really focused thinking. So going to a mind map like this is super great because iThoughts, the app that I'm using, has both a Mac version and a version for iPhone and iPad. So sometimes I'll be just not wanting to sit in front of my screen like I am now. I'll just grab the old iPad and I wonder if this is even charged up. I just had to replace the screen on this, and boy, that was a fraud exercise. But I did it. It's got some bubbles in it, which drives me nuts. But anyway, shush. I want to show you this because look, right here on screen is the same thing that's right on screen on my computer because, again, it'll sync via iCloud, constantly keeping the mind map updated on all my devices. So if I'm ever sitting at a dental appointment or waiting to pick up a kid at school or something like that, it's not unusual for me to open up iThoughts and just kind of stare at that and make some changes or have an idea. Or if I'm out walking my dogs, yes, I will stop, stand on the dog leashes as I sit there and enter in the idea into iThoughts because I have to get it while the idea's in here because it's going to go away really, really fast. So that's why you see a lot of stuff is in the mind map that has not yet made its way over into Scrivener. Over here, you can see the various sections. And that is both good and bad because some of these ideas are actually going to be sub ideas of a larger section, and it needs to be organized. But right now, I'm okay with that because these are kind of discrete ideas. And like here, be the red gummy bear. I know what that's going to be. So I'm not feeling like writing a ton tonight. Gummy bear. Which is why I'm not writing a ton tonight. But I am making some forward progress on this book because that's the only way this book's going to get done. And by the way, if you have any questions, chime in anytime in the comment box. If Ecamm Live is being good to me, it will tell me your questions. Hold on, I'm opening up Restream chat. I'm using Restream.io to send this out into the world. So you can see right there that the chat is waiting for new messages. If you're watching and you have a question, just type it in. I'll see it eventually and answer your question. So don't be afraid to do that. Be the red gummy bear. I think I'm going to write some. One of my secret. I'll make that 12. Creativity techniques in is to ignore the creative brief. Is to deeply understand the creative brief, and then ignore it. And then ignore it. This all started back in the pre-internet days. Hey, Don. Good to see you, man. Hey, we got a podcast again. We got to do another episode. Pre-internet days of a thing called a workbook. Oh, not much, Don. Just trying to move this book forward a little bit. In these days of COVID-19, having, being able to focus is a little bit challenging. Wouldn't you agree? And yes, we will definitely get something scheduled very soon. So I'll hit you up on email about that. But, anyway, I'm here. I'm working on this book. And I'm writing about Be the Red Gummy Bear, which will all make sense once I write about it. But right now, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you aren't inside my noggin right now. It was a periodic publication that showcased the work of professional, I'm going to say top tier professional photographers from around the world. There were always a ton of these impressively weighty and gorgeously produced books around the ad agency, so what I'd do after fully understanding the creative brief, so what I do would be is there were always a ton of these impressively weighty and gorgeously produced books around the ad agency. So what I do was grab one and waste a bunch of time paging through it. But here's the thing. It wasn't a waste of time at all. What happened nearly every time? Let's try that. Near every single time is what happened was the sudden all right, Don, I'll see you later. Yeah, thanks for showing up. And by the way, Tilly's birthday is tomorrow. She's 1 year old. Tilly the Wonder Dog. Amazing. Well, take care, Don. Take care of your buddies, and we'll talk soon, okay? I'll be emailing you to get you scheduled. Bye-bye. Every single time was a sudden. Was the sudden and wholly unexpected arrival of an idea. Maybe not fully fleshed out and ready for publication. Maybe, but the seed idea was found serendipitously found. Wow. Was serendipitously found while doing it well. Not actively looking. I'm not actively looking for it. And that brings me to the red gummy bear. Now, I don't have any work book issues lying around anymore. I don't need them. Because the internet has made them redundant doorstops. Instead, are any number of stock photography websites out there that can serve the same purpose. General browsing and a more advanced one, that, and a more advanced one. That's general for a more advanced one. Seeking photos. Tagged photos that illustrate specific concepts. So we're Red Gummy Bear. Let's look it up. I'm not sure if that's Unsplash. Let's give credit where credit is due. Gummy can open up that keynote. Well, I do a lot of speaking, and one of the things I do is stuff like this. Okay, so here's the red gummy bear. Do you see the red gummy bear? I have to look up. I think it's a Pixabay. Runile. Pixabay is one of my favorite free stock photo sites. I use it and others like Pexels and Pexels, and others to force my prepared creative brief prepared mind elsewhere. For a recent presentation, I wanted to illustrate the concept of the twin concepts of commodity and uniqueness, and was really at a loss. A picture may say 1,000, may be worth 1,000 words, but commodity and unique just didn't seem to hang out a lot. Then I found it. A photo by a photographer named Runil. Let's look this up. One of the cool things back in the day, it would be impossible to do I wonder who that person was, or hold on, Safari, Pixabay, it's Runil. So hold on. Gummy bear. Bingo, right there. Gummibärchen. Runil. Thank you, Runil, for your 295 images. So, Runil ist auf Deutschland. Ja, gut. Danke sehr für deine Foto. So, anyway, I found that one. And I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect. This book does not do the photo justice. Does not do the photo justice. But you get the idea. So I need to put a note to self. Insert red gummy bear photo. But you get the idea. In that sea, vast, let's make it a vast sea of translucent gummy bears, there's one that refuses to just another. I'm sorry, I have to taste treat. Let's make sure that ursine refers to bears. I think it does. Relating or resembling bears. Thank you. Always double check. Another see-through ursine taste treat. Leave the see-through taste treat. It demands it it's ursine. I can use it here. Ursine freak flag fly and embraces the red dye number 2 inside. All right, so I'm going to look up red food dye gummy bear. I don't know if internet will have that, but food coloring linked to ADHD, red 40, petroleum-based dyes. Food dyes, red. You can always find stuff online. Synthetic food dyes, natural colorants, Food dye. I'm going to look up gummy bear ingredients. See, you can do your own fact checking. Red number 40. There you go. Just when you think, okay, there's going to be a question Google's not going to be able to answer. Red 40. I'm going to put number in front of it. The red number. Embrace it. True to itself, it refuses to submit to translucent, transparent, let's look up Translucent. I'm looking for another word for translucent. Translucent. Antonyms. Pellucid. Transparent. To the transparent majority. This is nonfiction gummi bear brand. All right, so that's kind of fun. By a German photographer. So, danke schön. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell on the photo if Ranil is male or female, so I think it's female. Danke schön, Ranil. Ranil. For the perfect photographic of a difficult paired difficult concept dichotomy. Is dichotomy the right word? That's difference. No, it's like pair. Pair of lines. Paired concepts. Paired. Difficult. Difficult concept pair. Difficult pair of concepts. All right, so right there, what have we done? 1, move the book forward a little bit. Thank you very much for that. But 2, also giving you, I have given you a look at my process, which is follow my brain where my brain goes, including bopping over into the internet to double check some facts and figures and find information that I didn't think I'd find, but yeah, you can find it. All you have to do is look. It's really incredible what you can find. But you can see I've written 361 words in this section already, which is great. Again, my goal for each section is between 8 to 10 pages at 350 words a page. So let's call that 3,500 words for 10 pages. Knock off a couple of those. So between 2,800 words to 3,500, I think. And I'm well on my way when it comes to this. I'm not done with this section by any means, but I'm done for tonight's BOOKWARD BOUND live stream because I'm not going to keep you here, and I need to get some beauty sleep for my brain as I think about this. Because again, when you're coming up with ideas, you don't have to actively be going, I need an idea, I need an idea, I need an idea, because that's going to get you nowhere. You have to prepare the soil of your mind, the prepared field, And then you have to allow stuff to blow in. Maybe a bird drops by and drops a seed into that prepared ground, and all of a sudden that seed takes root. You don't know where ideas are going to come from, but you have to prepare the ground, and you have to be ready to take it easy and let it happen. Now, the thing you can do is make sure you give it a little bit of juice to let it happen by doing what I'm doing right now, which is 301 consecutive live streams working toward a book that will be coming out, or at least be ready for uploading to Kindle Direct Publishing on January 1st, 2021. Yep, it's going to happen. Why? Because I've made that commitment to you, and you have made the commitment to me to keep me honest, and I really do appreciate that. So for tonight, I'm just going to say, check out the Nonfiction Brand podcast that dropped this week. It's episode 84 with Jerry Ann Wiesbrook, a really great episode I think you'll enjoy. And check out the rest of the podcast as well. And don't forget, if you like it, by all means, like it, subscribe, review, and refer. Or actually, more importantly, refer and then review, because reviewing actually helps people find the podcast. If you've enjoyed it, please let me know what you think, and I really look forward to hearing your comments. The other thing is, I've got a free Facebook group called Nonfiction Brandversity. All you have to do is search Nonfiction Brandversity on Facebook, answer 3 questions to prove you're not a bot, and you are in. And it's a great place to meet people who are all about trying to build their personal brands to advance toward their goals, whatever those goals happen to be. So, once again, for Bookward Bound, I'm DP Knudten, and I'll see you tomorrow, and the night after, and the night after, and the night after, and the night after. Theme song, take us on out. And the night after, and the night after, and the night after, and the night after. You get